We are a military order, and we build an army, which we do every day. Brothers and sisters is all over across this country. And when the time comes, I can give you the precept of Jeremiah 16:16. It says, there's a time, I'm paraphrasing, there's a time when I will send for many fishers, and they will fish men, which is what we're doing under that military structure. And then it says, there's a time when I will send for hunters, and they will hunt men. This is your book. You're supposed to know your book. You're supposed to know that that's in there. So when you sit here saying, you saying I ain't built for that, what front line have you been against any white man? Against any white organization, against any police saying you ain't going nowhere, you're going to speak, you're going to teach. Stop harming my brother. Stop doing that to my brother. Because since '69, we've been doing that. What white people, you may bow down to your feet, kiss your feet. You'll probably kiss their feet first. So before you speak about the military structure of UPK, do something yourself. Like, what are you doing? Like, I could stand them. My reputation as Captain Tazaryach is solid. No one questions my love for my people, what I will give for my people, what I will sacrifice by my people. Only fools do that. Only someone that don't have that type of reputation would do that. Like you said, you came here of yourself. Maybe you don't have a body or organization. You couldn't even name the white people and say they sent you, because they probably didn't. But I can say that I have generals and captains that are above me, that do send me, and I follow those orders. And I will give my life for black people anytime. You can't say that because you're too busy loving white people. That's all. You don't even know your script.
They think I'm playing on this track right here, nah. It's a full grown man right here.
BK, no cowards, no excuse, you understand?
As you understand, it's an event every time we come through. Commanding General, your honor, and this heavy hitting crew. Real with an attitude, how about you? I repeat, real with an attitude, how about you?
Another brother. Hey, Larry, let me bring on this brother.
Oh, man, I'm promoting my cookout. That's why.
Brother, what I would like for you to do is introduce yourself to the people. Let them know what you stand for and what you represent, my brother.
Shalom Aleichem. My name is Ariel Yaniv Haor. I'm from the city of Jerusalem. I've been in New York since February. It's a wonderful place. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to the Talmud Chacham that through the study of Torah and through all of the works of our elders and sages keep the state and the people of Israel lifted up. I want to give a shout out to all of my friends that serve in the IDF, and I want to give a shout out to everybody that lives their day to day and tries their best to adhere to the laws that were given to us through the prophet Moses. First and foremost, I want to say that I am not a Hebrew Israelite. I'm sure the brother to my left can attest to that. I actually do not know, right? You don't know me, but you know what? I spoke to you a while ago via Facebook, and you had some very, very coarse words. My name is Ariel Yaniv Haor, and you had some very.
That's your name on Facebook?
That's my name on Facebook, and you had some very coarse words not becoming of a Hebrew to spit out to me my way.
How you spell it? How you spell your name?
Ariel. YA.
I was talking.
Oh yeah.
Ariel. Is
Ariel.
YA at the end?
Yaniv is a space between the two.
Okay. So Ariel then Y.
Yaniv.
Y what?
YA-NIV.
There might have been another account or something.
Haor.
Is that you? The white boy?
Why would that? You know that's not me. Come on now.
That's the only one popped up. It was the white boy.
Ariel Yaniv Haor. Haor.
Yeah, I didn't
Last
block
name
you.
is Payne. Payne.
I ain't blocked you, so I don't see. You sure it was me?
I'm 100% sure it was you. There's only one Captain Tazaryach, right?
Well, you know, people can create dummy accounts and shit like that.
I mean, but you know,
don't remember.
from what ISUPK, y'all don't slip like that. So you would, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't let that happen.
So
can't
why do you
control
think?
somebody.
Why do you think he blocked you? Was you giving him that work?
Are you set up?
Yeah, most
He
definitely.
said you blocked him.
No, sir. I didn't say that he blocked. I didn't say that he
So
blocked
you
me.
was giving him that work?
No, what I did was I asked the brother if he would like to debate the things that he says about the Jewish people.
You talking about the European Jews?
There's no discernment whatsoever. There is no discernment. If you are born of a Jewish mother, if you have a brit, a circumcision, and if you follow the laws of Moshe Rabbeinu, that makes you a Jew.
Who's the original? Didn't they steal your birthright?
Who's the original? How can you steal something? No, you're not Hebrew at all. But I'm gonna tell you this.
Said I'm not. You supposed to say now. Captain would have said you.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this.
You're not Hebrew either.
I'm not a Hebrew Israelite, and by Hebrew Israelite I mean what this brother over here prescribes to.
Nobody is the Hebrew Hebrew is the language you speak. Israelites is what
Hold on. Let me get him saying.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hebrew is the language you speak. Israelites is what we are because we come from Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israelite. So when you're saying you're Israelite, you're saying you descend from Jacob. That's all that means. So when you say you're not a Hebrew Israelite, you should check yourself. Do you speak Hebrew? I'm pretty sure you do, right? You say you're from Jerusalem, right?
אני מדבר קצת עברית.
Right. So I don't know what that gibberish is, but you speak Hebrew. So if we say Hebrew Israelite and you say you're not, you're disrespecting yourself, not us.
Well, let me ask you a question. As a Hebrew, what is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Depends. It depends on what I do. But it depends on what I'm doing. I could wake up, brush my teeth. I could wake up and do tons of different things.
Now, somebody who is a descendant of Yaakov Avinu would know the answer to that question, because there's certain things that you have to do to reconnect the fact that your soul has returned from your body in your sleep. And if you are a Jew, point blank and period.
Where's that at?
Point blank and period. You ever heard of the Arizal?
No, I'm asking you where's it at in the Torah or Tanakh?
I'm asking you, have you heard of the Arizal?
Is it in the
This is it's not in the Torah or the Tanakh. This is in accordance.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, then you're not.
Like some shit y'all made up.
Then you
Your daddy made up.
and again, a Jew doesn't curse. A Jew doesn't defile his mouth with foul words.
Are you kidding me?
Because everything that you do, every
You Torah only, right? So you don't follow the New Testament, right?
what is the New Testament?
It's just a simple yes or no.
And I'm asking you, what is the New Testament?
No. I asked you my question first.
Okay. So to answer your question, no, I don't follow the New Testament. There is no such thing as the New Testament.
I'm fine with that. So now, in the Old Testament, not only did they cuss, they killed people. The prophets. Are you kidding me? For sleeping with another nation, they cut people off. They cut their sons off, cut their children off. And you're talking about a word, a cuss word? It's not even a cuss word to curse you. It's to call a damnation to you. All I said was a word. I didn't curse you. What you talking about, huh?
God made you and your mouth to be pure. So everything that comes from your mouth should be pure. So all I'm saying is that it's unbeknownst to a Jew, to a person that calls himself an Israelite, to anybody that follows the laws of Moshe Rabbeinu, to use their mouths for anything so vile. I even heard you just now. You had the nerve to say to bless the Creator. When I say bless, those of us that are hip knows what that means. Say the combined word that you're not supposed to say, in the relation to I can't even articulate it because it's something that's so vile that we're not supposed to do.
So now let me ask you: are you coming from the tradition of the European so-called Jews? That's what I want to ask you. So don't say, "Oh, what ain't no different." I'm saying, are you coming from their family tree?
No, sir. My family tree comes from Teman, or what's called Yemen.
Okay. So do you see the European Jews as your brother?
I just said if you have a Jewish mother and if you have a circumcision and if you follow the laws of Moshe Rabbeinu, then you are my brother. Oh. Without question. It's not about color. It's about the law. And if we even go into color, let's take it this far. King David had several wives. Those wives bore him several children. Our patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they all had several wives which bore them several children. Does the melanin content bring about the practice of their household, or does the practice of their household stay regardless as to what shade of melanin these children have? And also, let us not forget that there were two major exiles out of Eretz Israel. And by the way, Israel is in Africa, for those of us that may not know. It's been on Africa's tectonic plate. It hasn't moved anywhere. So with those two exiles, one going into Babylon and one also going into one also being brought upon us by the hand of the Romans, we're people of the diaspora. So when you come back to your ancestral homeland, everybody's going to look different. It's something that happens. And the fact is, whether or not you're blue, black, crunchy black, or you're light, bright, and close to white, makes no never mind to us.
Okay, so let me get this, and I'm going to pass it on to you. So I think this is in the book of Revelations. I'm not sure, but maybe Captain will tell you if I'm there. But when it speaks of, they say they are Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan, or you are of your father, the devil. What is that talking about when they say they are Jews but are not?
You know what? I take that back. That does have something to do with me. Let me tell you about this. Chas v'shalom. God forbid you have to go to surgery to get your kidneys replaced. One kidney fails, what do? They take one out, they find a match, and what do they do with the old one?
They examine it?
They examine it, they use it for science, they throw it away. But you come to a doctor that says, this is what I'm going to do. For the validation of your old kidney, I'm going to put your new one on top of it and sew you up. So now you'll have 3. And that new kidney is going to validate, no, the old kidney is going to validate the new one. What type of fool sense does that make to you? It makes no sense. And brother, please chime in whenever you feel free. So if someone comes up with something which is called the New Testament, why do you still need the Old Testament? And also on top of that, why did not Moshe Rabbeinu say at his address before he left, you guys, I'm sorry, I messed up. God told me there's this guy who's coming, his name is Yeshu, and he's going to finish the work that I started. And even that, God is changing his law if that were to be true. Because when Avram Avinu was supposed to sacrifice Yitzhak on Mount Moriah, what happened? He was stopped. And why was he stopped? Because God told him there's a ram that you're going to sacrifice in place of your son. So what that tells us, point blank and period, is that God does not require human death or human blood as a sacrifice. So why automatically the Creator would change his mind and decide to send his son to the world to be killed makes no never mind to me. But what it does do is that entire book was written just to invalidate what the Jewish consciousness has to offer the world, because the book itself was, a majority of it was written by Paul. Before Paul was called Paul, he was actually called Shaul, and Shaul was a Nazi, which means he was a prince of the Sanhedrin, a very learned man. But one day he just decided to become Christian, and the rest is literally history.
You finished?
Yes, sir.
You done?
Yes, sir.
This lunatic said, we come from the seed of your mama. That's idiotic.
I never.
You said if you are from the seed, if you come from your mother, you are a Jew. That's what you said. It's on the camera. You said that. You said if you come from your mother, you're a Jew. Yes or no?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, so what's your problem? Like I say 5 words, the emotional man won't talk. I was quiet so much, he said chime in anytime you want. I gave you the respect of the floor. You should give me the respect of the floor. If we're having dialogue here, right? The water, I appreciate it. Or Toda, I appreciate it. Anyway, this lunatic said that we come from the seed of your mama. That's idiotic. Even when you go into the story of Exodus, they wasn't trying to kill the women. They was trying to kill the sons, because the man carries the seed. Everything about the Bible is patriarchal. That's why he named the patriarchs, because everything is from the man to the man to the man to the man. David having many wives and having children, his sons will carry his name. The daughters don't carry the name. When they get married off to another man, they carry his name. That's why in the book of Numbers, when when the tribe of Dan, because that certain family, I forget which chapter in Numbers is, but I could pull it any time. When they didn't have any sons, they didn't want their daughters to lose the inheritance because of that, because they knew they would, so they made it so that they kept it. You are the seed of your father. So if your father is an Israelite, you are an Israelite. It has nothing to do with the mama. That's first. He brought up the New Testament, the Old Testament, why you would need something new or old. One simple yes or no question. Are you Torah only or Torah and Tanakh? That's to you.
Torah and Tanakh, without question.
When you go to Jeremiah 31, we broke the covenant back in Jeremiah. The Lord said, Jeremiah 31 and 31. We broke that covenant. So when you're saying, why would we have to have a new covenant? Because the Lord said we broke the old covenant. So if the Lord, that's in the Old Testament, says that we broke the old covenant, then of course a new covenant is coming. This is very, very simple. Saying that the white man is a Jew should be a death penalty offense. Straight up and down. Because we have a heritage that only belongs to us. He did say one smart thing. He said, whether you jet black, I may not be saying exactly as you said it, whether you jet black or pale white is of no concern to me at all. Because if your father is an Israelite, we come in many different, I'm light-skinned. It just happened the sun is out, gave me a little color for the summer, but normally I get a little light. I'm light-skinned, brother. You know what I mean? I got a twin sister that's lighter than me, but my daddy black. So you are the seed of your father, so we're all Israelites. This ain't no color thing. When we talk about black and white, that's the byword that was put on us. That's not what we call ourselves. Color don't mean shit to me. Color means something in America. Like if you go overseas, it may not matter as much as opposed to who you are. But over here in America, that's why you have color barriers. And he was so adamant about saying anybody is a Jew, but wanted to make a point to say, I'm not a Hebrew Israelite. To just throw away his or throw away what we're saying just because he disagrees. Now, if his daddy is a Jew, just because he follows the white man, I would never say he's not an Israelite. In the conscious community, I call all of them Israelites. I wouldn't distinct them. That's a self-hatred that he learned from the white man to just have an issue with me just because we have a difference in ideologies. We got to be bigger than that. Now, as far as the synagogue of Satan that you brought up, that is the goddamn white man. That thing he said that you got to do when you wake up in the morning.
That's the word I was talking about. We're not supposed to say that word. If he was a Hebrew, he would know that.
What word? Goddamn white man? What word?
The first word.
Synagogue?
No.
Sin of Satan?
No.
What word? Say it then.
Blank damn. You're not supposed to say that.
He said goddamn.
Say that.
Number one, God ain't his name. God just means power, authority, angel, message. Yahshua Allah he is the son of the power. The Allah is God. So saying God damn is not the Most High's name. His name is Yahweh.
I didn't say that.
Period.
His name. I just said
well, there ain't no scripture that says that we can't say that either. Now, when you follow that white shit that you follow that got you waking up and probably doing whatever rituals they got you doing, did you get your penis sucked too? Because that's what they believe in too, coming into the rabbi, coming into your house on a, whatever, coming on whatever day.
Also, let's pause for the cause.
One second. If I'm done, when I'm done, you can have it. That's a straight up question. The Jewish rabbis suck on babies' penises.
Remember what I told you when you asked me that? I told you that common sense was not common. What type of sense does it make? Because you asked me, you said, do they come to you and do they rip off your foreskin with their teeth? And what I told you that common sense was not common. And
no sweat. That's not answering the question.
But you
the Jewish rabbi, the Jewish rabbi got found out for giving herpes to little boys because they was coming in. Want me to listen to him?
No, I'm talking to him.
The Jewish rabbis was giving them little boys. How could you transmit herpes? You're supposed to be Jew. You're supposed to be set apart. What is you even doing with a sexually transmitted disease as a priest and prophet of the Most High according to their doctrine?
Is that true?
They suck on penises.
Do they do that?
Did he transmit herpes to that boy?
Do they blow suck on the penis?
They do not.
They call it a moyo.
They do not.
They put oil on the penis and nibble off that crap. Yes, they do.
How many Brit Milahs have you been to?
I could pull it up on the. I could pull it up in the news.
How many? No, I'm asking.
I'm gonna give you the mic. Let me show you something, brother. See, what's your name, brother?
My name is Ariel Yaniv Haor.
I want you to spell that so I won't get it wrong when I put it on the tape. Spell it.
Problem. ARIEL YANIV HA-OR. The H is capital, O is capital.
Okay, brother.
PAYNE. PAYNE.
All right, see, brother, it may seem easy on Facebook or it may seem easy on YouTube, but when you actually get here and really have a conversation, you realize it's not that easy as it looked, brother.
I mean, the muck of ignorance is not easy to walk through in the first place. And all of these things that he confesses that he knows about Jews, I highly, highly doubt, not even knowing this brother from Adam Rishon, that he's never met a Jew a day in his life and had a sit-down conversation about what he perceives to be the truth and what this Jew actually practices. But to answer his question, do the rabbis suck the penises? No, they don't suck the penises. What they do, hold on. Harry Rosenberg, that's my teacher. That's a teacher of mine. He said what they do is they remove the blood from the wound, which is on the penis. There's a difference between sucking a penis and removing blood from a wound that is on the penis. Let's be civil. They do it. They do it with their mouth and they spit the blood out. I've seen it done dozens of times.
But you just said no, they don't.
What you all are trying to give it based upon your language is you're trying to give it some sort of gross sexual connotation. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
You wouldn't be getting herpes if it wasn't some sexual deviancy, nastiness going on amongst the priests that you respect. You respect them. I don't respect white people, period. You do, and they give babies herpes. So you're going to give your son, God forbid, I pray you never give your son to no white man and do that procedure. So, because your son may be in danger. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and he's seducing you.
And I pray that you don't pass on your logic to your son, because he's definitely going to be in danger without question. But anyway, going back to what I was saying.
Take your son through the ritual?
My son, I'm obligated to. I have to, without question.
You don't let a white man fight the skin?
What is him? This is what I'm trying. This is what I'm trying to understand. Do you feel free? Feel free. Come at me. When you please come at me. Please come at me. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me, because this is the thing. At the end of the day,
So who sent you? Harry Rosenberg sent
you know who sent me? I sent me. Because I came to New York. I know your channel.
Yes.
At the age of please do. At the age of 13, I was a teacher at the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. So I've had teachers from all different walks of life within African consciousness, spiritual consciousness. I came into Judaism on my own. I came into that on my own. But what I've noticed is that there's a whole bunch of accusations, but there's no sit down and let's talk and let's figure this out. If there's, and I understand, if there's an evil amongst you, you don't converse with that evil. What do? You eradicate it, right? But what you do is, if you don't have a clear cut, concise understanding of what that evil is, I think that you would address it. Because the brother over here to my left, you refer to yourself as a captain, right?
I was given the title of captain. I didn't make myself.
What is a
I
captain?
didn't do stuff of myself.
What is the captain do?
A captain is in charge. Like any structure, there's a order or a hierarchy. So as a captain, which I'm not the only one, as a captain, I'm given certain levels of responsibility. Officers has certain level of responsibility. It's no different than a supervisor, manager, president, CEO. It's the same thing.
Okay. And ISUPK, you all, correct me if I'm wrong, ISUPK, you all been around since the 1960s, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And you all have a militarized swag about yourselves. I've noticed that. The way you all are out in the streets, the way you carrying cadences, the way...
A military order.
What blood have you shed?
We don't have to shed blood.
Yes, you do. In order for you to hold the amount of a captain in the military, that is the functioning order of an organization, is to shed blood.
Right.
And and then to be honest with you, brother, I don't think you got that in you. I really don't. Especially, I don't think it's right. It sounds good, but when it comes time to get down with the get down, y'all don't have it. And I know that ISUPK is built on a foundation of sand. It really is. It really is.
He say, as far as bloodshed goes and stuff like that, we are a military order, and we build an army, which we do every day. Brothers and sisters is all over across this country. And when the time comes, I can give you the precept of Jeremiah 16:16. It says, there's a time, I'm paraphrasing, there's a time when I will send for many fishers, and they will fish men, which is what we're doing under that military structure. And then it says, there's a time when I will send for hunters, and they will hunt men. This is your book. You're supposed to know your book. You're supposed to know that that's in there. So when you sit here saying, you saying I ain't built for that, what front line have you been against any white man? Against any white organization, against any police saying you ain't going nowhere, you're going to speak, you're going to teach. Stop harming my brother. Stop doing that to my brother. Because since '69, we've been doing that. What white people, you may bow down to your feet, kiss your feet. You'll probably kiss their feet first. So before you speak about the military structure of UPK, do something yourself. Like, what are you doing? Like, I could stand them. My reputation as Captain Tazaryach is solid. No one questions my love for my people, what I will give for my people, what I will sacrifice by my people. Only fools do that. Only someone that don't have that type of reputation would do that. Like you said, you came here of yourself. Maybe you don't have a body or organization. You couldn't even name the white people and say they sent you, because they probably didn't. But I can say that I have generals and captains that are above me, that do send me, and I follow those orders. And I will give my life for black people anytime. You can't say that because you're too busy loving white people. That's all. You don't even know your scriptures.
So you validate your success on the amount of white people that bow to you, as opposed to the knowledge that you pertain.
Success. You said we wouldn't be on. You said
the question. No, brother. Hold on. I said, if you're gonna hold the mantle of captain, and if you are gonna be militarized, you need to be on the tip of shedding blood. And like I said, I'm looking at you, and I don't see it in you. And I look at ISUPK, and I see how they interact. I've interacted with them from Detroit all the way to New York. Y'all don't have that. You really don't. What I'm saying is, based upon what it is that you all practice, your success is not on how well you know the law. It's not on how well you treat your fellow Israelite or your fellow Jew. It's based upon the amount of white people that you make subservient to you.
No, now let me respond. When I brought up those are instances that we have done since the 60s. If we're getting white people to bow down, if we're standing in front of the police, if we're standing in front of white people that want to get us off the corner and argue and fight us, but we ain't going nowhere, why ain't we going nowhere? Because we is about that life.
Y'all don't got nowhere else to go.
1 second. If we were afraid, as you're trying to imply, you said I ain't built for that. If we were afraid, we would run. Why don't we run? Why are we still on the corners? Why since 1969 we've been on the corners? Why am I in Harlem? We had 3 years ago when Polite first came in 2013, we had a tape Sinetta called the Africans Gone Wild. It wasn't nothing but Africans out there running straight up wild. Not only was I in the back, I actually crossed the line and stepped over and made everybody back up. So if that's at the tipping point of violence, and you say I'm not about that life, why would I cross the line to make the people back up? And why would we be out there the next week? So our success ain't based on that. You said I ain't about that life. Our success is taking black people off of drugs, black women off them stripper poles, black women stop aborting their babies, changing their life, following the law, statutes, and commandments that God gave us. That's our success. I'm just cutting you on thinking that we're soft when we're not, when you're soft because you subject yourself under the white man. We would never be second-class citizens in our own book. What person would do that? Nobody would do that. Only a slave would subject themselves to another set of white people and then call them their brother and then have more respect for them than me. You see how much respect I have for you? I said I pray that you don't let your son get that done to him. Because I got a certain level of respect for you, even though we have different ideologies. You want to call me soft, but I get your white boy, they hard. They hard, right? They about that life, right? They so about their life that they can impersonate the greatest people on the face of the goddamn planet. The white man is not a Jew, never could be a Jew. He's a convert, period. So what you're saying just don't make no sense. So if you're going to talk about my success ain't even about me because I'm nothing. The scriptures, and I'm using all Old Testament scriptures on purpose. The scriptures say if we're going to boast, we boast in the Most High. The scriptures say all of our righteousness is as a filthy rag. This ain't got shit to do with Tazaryach. The success of the Lord has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the people getting woke up. He could take me out the equation, move me out the way, bring somebody else in here. No sweat, no fuss, no muss. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Period. You got something else you want to add?
Let me ask.
Just one second, if I could. You brought up converts. What's the distinction between somebody who's born Jewish and somebody who's a convert?
I think we gave the distinction. We said if your father is an Israelite, you are an Israelite. And there's a prophetic nature that will befall the children of Israel in the last days that applies to them. It does not apply to the white Jew that you love. It applies to the blacks over here. The blacks that are scattered across the four corners of the earth in Africa, Europe, etc. like that.
Okay, you didn't answer my question. My question was, what is the distinct in the faith of the Hebrews? Because for your sake, we're not going to call it Judaism. What is the distinction between a convert and somebody who was born Jewish or born a Hebrew?
You cannot be a convert. You cannot be, let's say, let me use a Chinese person for example.
No. Let's stay there.
Yeah, but I'm gonna still use the same analogy so we could be clear. A Chinese man can't pick up my book and then convert to being an Israelite. You have to actually be an Israelite. That's our stance. That's the Bible stance. There is no convert. Now, if you want to talk about people as us being first-class citizens and someone coming in as a second-class citizen under us, which there are different laws for those that come amongst us. For example, if an animal die of itself, I can't give that to my brother, but I can give that to a Chinese man. Because there's a different level. He's a second-class citizen, I'm a first-class citizen. When you say convert, a convert will be somebody that has the same rights and privileges that I have, and they don't. That's what makes us a holy people. Holy meaning special. We're above everybody, not even. So no, there ain't no such thing as a convert.
You know who Ruth is?
I absolutely don't know who Ruth is.
Who did Ruth follow?
Ruth followed her father.
That is incorrect. Ruth followed a woman named Naomi. Do you know who? Do you know who?
I didn't mean to say her father, Salaki. Her husband. She was married to Boaz. But Ruth was not a Moabite.
Who was her first husband?
That I'm not sure of. I would have to go into it. But Ruth, whether
No, but you telling me about converts so that you should know that David HaMelech, King David, the holiest person in the world, or that lived in the world, who was his great-great-great-grandmother?
an Israelite woman,
Named who?
Ruth.
And what was Ruth?
I just said she was an Israelite.
How did she become one?
She did not become one. She was born one.
How was she born one?
Just like everybody, just like Boaz living in Moab was an Israelite, is the same way Ruth was an Israelite. That story about Ruth ain't special because she was not an Israelite. The story about Ruth was special, number one, because who her grandson became, and number two, because her and Naomi came out of the land of Moab into Israel to get their inheritance, and Boaz fought for that. That's why in Ruth, the second chapter, it calls her the Israelite Tish woman, the I-S-H on the end of, the Moabite Tish woman, M-O-A-B-I-T-I-S-H. Just like we say Jewish man because he's a convert, the Moabite Tish woman because she lived in Moab. That's all. She was not a Moabite. Y'all nuts on that internet. Y'all need to leave that Bible alone because you don't know it. Ruth was an Israelite. Listen, I could have Tazaryach, maybe I have Tazaryach do it on my show this Thursday. Tazaryach got the baddest breakdown on the land of Moab and how close it was, and the whole story on Ruth got the whole breakdown for you. He'll bring it out this Thursday. You can listen to the show. I invite you to call into the show. We could discuss Ruth.
I'm not calling in, I'm coming in.
Uh-oh, you gonna be a guest?
I'm not calling in, I'm coming in.
That's the problem with nuts, right? When they roll up. You see how he said he came by himself? He actually think he gonna tell me
that
he gonna come into my show.
He told me to call in. He told me to call in.
If it was a white boy, he would have said, Sayonara, hold on. If it was a white boy, he would have asked the white boy if I can come into the show. Even if the white boy is inviting him. But he gonna tell me he gonna come. You could never come into my show. Now you can't even call my show.
Don't want to.
You wasn't.
All right, so now let me ask you. It seems like when I told you I was over here interviewing Captain Tazaryach, it's like, oh, I got my chance to get him. And this is your brother, but you are attacking him and you are saving Caucasians who are converts, so-called converts. They are not the real people of the Bible, who the Bible is talking about, who are born a Jew. They not born a Jew because they converts. You see what I'm saying? So why are you coming at your brother? Why are you coming at your brother and you defending? No, they were. I'm saying that because we know that they are not the true Jew. They are trying to steal our birthright. That's what I'm saying.
That is one question that I do have for you.
Yeah.
Are they converts or are they actual Jews, descendants of Israel or Jacob?
Now there's a book that was written called the Kuzari, which was written by Rebbe Yehuda Hanassi, that talks about, no, he's Jewish, that talks about, was he European Jew? No, no. That talks about how there is a kingdom which was near Russia. I actually started reading the book before I changed yeshivas. That talked about a kingdom that went under a conversion process that took on the mantle and the responsibility of Judaism, of Torah and Halakha. Now in Judaism, and I stress this 1,000 times, we do not make any discernment between people who are, we are forbidden by God to make any discernment, as in saying converts, y'all stay over there. Natural born Jews, y'all stay over here. But there are certain things, like for instance, for those of you that may know this better, please do correct me, someone who is a priest is not allowed to marry a convert, or either it's the reverse way. But there's distinctions of what a convert can and cannot do, or who they can and cannot marry within the nation, as opposed to there's a distinction between these people who are converts and these people who are natural born Jews. And I say that to say this: I was taught by every single rabbi that I had, be they from North Africa or be they from Germany or be they from London, that Judaism appeals to the neshama, the spirit, and that the neshama, the spirit, has no color.
Are they, stop, he didn't answer the question. Yeah. Are they converts or are they Jews descendant from Israel? I just need an answer. You didn't answer the question. You gave a roundabout long story.
A convert, like I said, there's no distinction. That's it.
I understand
That question.
want to give a distinction, but I'm just asking.
But I'm telling you, there is no distinction.
Answer the question.
So either they.
So are they converts or are they Jews?
Yeah, which one?
How can I possibly answer that question?
Because let me tell you why. Let's go with his notion of converts.
Right.
I just gave a distinction of the different laws that apply to an actual Israelite and a law that would apply to someone that lives in your land with the animal that dies. So it's important to know, because if I have an animal that dies of itself and this brother is an Israelite, I'm not going to sell it to him. But if I know that he's a convert, I'm going to sell that animal to him.
Why would you do such a thing?
Because the law allows it.
How does
It's
the
in the law.
allow you to
The
sell
law
me
say.
that treif animal?
Do I have to pull it? Do I have to pull it in the
Yes,
scriptures?
pull it up.
And
That
he
animal
knows
is
his
treif.
book.
That animal is treif. I cannot eat
And
that animal.
he knows the book. This his book.
Are you coming out of the Torah?
Yeah.
Wow.
But at the same time, let us
He
not forget,
knows-
ICPK uses the King James
He
version.
knows the
They
book.
use all the books.
No.
He wait.
A Jew
wait.
only uses
Wait.
one book, and that book is the Torah.
He said he knows the book. Deuteronomy 14 and
What are you
21.
pulling that up? What are you pulling that
Ye
up?
shall not listen. I have a blue letter Bible on here too. I read it in Hebrew for you as well.
Is
The King James Bible is just a
new-
translation. If I had a Spanish book and I didn't speak Spanish, I would get an English
is the New
translation of
Testament
that
attached
book.
to that?
This is, if you read a Tanakh.
Is the New Testament attached? Is that only 5 books, or is it the New Testament attached to that as well?
No, this is the Old and New Testament.
Get it
This
out
is
of
the
here.
King James Bible.
Invalid.
This nigga
3
dumb as hell.
kidneys.
Why you
3
saying
kidneys.
I'm gonna tell you what's funny. If you read a Tanakh, you know the translation of that Tanakh is the King James Bible. In the Tanakh that you're reading in Hebrew, the English side is a direct translation. The reason why he really don't want me to read it is because he don't know his own damn book. He said, "Why would you do it?" I am gonna read it. Deuteronomy 14 and 21. Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself. Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates, that he may eat it. And thou mayest selleth it unto the alien, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. So when you say, why would I do that? Because the law of Moses allows me to do that. So if you got a problem, take it over to the Most High. The Lord makes a difference between the alien, the stranger, and an Israelite. Now, in some contexts, a stranger could be an Israelite, like Leviticus, the 25th chapter. In this context, that stranger, that's why I said alien, is a non-Israelite that I can sell. If that cow die of itself, I ain't going to sell it to my brother,
Stranger
but
is
I'll
a
sell it to
non-Jew that
you.
lives within your gates.
So when you say we don't make no distinction, the Torah does make a distinction. So now, when you don't make that distinction, you're going against Torah. You are not a Torah Tanakh Israelite. You are a white devil is what you are. You are not, you my brother. I love you as a brother. I pray you wake up. But until you do, you are no different than a Christian pastor.
If you did, you wouldn't call me out my name like you do.
No, but
Listen.
the Bible says that.
The Bible says that. When it says ye are of your father, the devil, you made the white man your spiritual daddy. That's why you don't want to make a difference between, I'm going to tell you, because you mentioned a white man's book. When we asked you, did you a convert? You mentioned the Khazars. I might be saying it wrong, but you mentioned a book called the Khazars.
It's called the Kuzari.
Right, written by a white man, and use that white man's source to say we don't make a difference instead of using the Torah. As a matter of fact, you ain't pulled the scripture out the Torah the whole time. I have. You have not. You are not even qualified to sit next to me. I did this as a favor to him. You are not even qualified to sit next to me. You are not. You said you would give your son to the white man to suck on his penis. You said you would do that. You said ain't no difference between a convert and then the saddest part is you letting the convert play the role of the priest. If you're Torah only the Levites are supposed to be the priests.
I never said that a convert could be a priest.
You said you would let your son get his penis sucked by a rabbi.
I never said I would let my son get his
Yes, you
penis.
did. Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Come on.
Bro,
No. Let me give him that.
y'all
He didn't
saying
say it in my
all
words
this
because I said penis suck. I said penis suck. But you said you would come.
You all are
allow your
grown.
child
Yeah.
to go through that too. And you said
And you said, why wouldn't I? That's the practice.
Let's be
Everything about this brother. Listen, brother. Now I'm going to give you a New Testament verse. Romans 10:1 says, it's my heart's desire that all Israel shall be saved. For I bear witness that they have a zeal for the Most High, but not according to knowledge. I won't deny that you don't want to serve the Most High. I won't. I'm almost finished. No, I'm almost finished. I'm almost finished. I won't deny that you want to serve the Most High, because like you said, you came up in the African studies and you chose Judaism. So I won't deny the spiritual part. But your knowledge of that spirit, you need a lot. You got a lot to learn out. What I would suggest you do,
who am I supposed to learn from?
You can learn from me.
I don't want to learn from you because you're not.
But you'll learn from the white man. You wouldn't even. Let me tell you something. What I just said to you, you should at least give a black man a chance to show you if what you were following, if what you was following was wrong. What I do love about the conscious community is that we black and deal with black. Right. That's what we do. When we want to get the answers, we don't go to the white man to get the answer. When I want to know something about Kemet, I don't go to the white man. I'll go to Shaka, I'll go to Polite, I'll go to Reggie, I'll go to Seti, I'll go to whoever to get that knowledge from a brother. So here it is, a brother. You said, who you supposed to learn from? I said, learn from me. You should have at least said, you know what? Give me some of the information you got. Let me see if what you're saying is right. If you said you had information from me, I've never turned down information. You can send me whatever you want, and then I'll look at that information, and if you're right, I'll let it be right, because the scriptures say, let God be true and every man a liar. So if you was really about your brother, when I offered it to you, you would have accepted it. But that white spirit that's in you, you hate me. That's what it is.
Hold on, wait. So, based upon what you're telling me, I'm supposed to listen to you because no. I'm supposed to learn from you based upon your melanin content.
You learn from the white man.
Better question. Last time I checked, being white constituted that you spoke English, owned land, and lived in America, right? Right? What is being white? Because I don't know.
The name that they call themselves.
Let me ask you a question. Being that you are now on the side of the European Jew, you're on the side of the European Jews, do you think they would allow you to marry their daughter? Or will you marry their daughter if they will allow you to?
They're Jews, of course, without question.
You think they will allow you to marry their daughter?
Without question.
Wow.
And you know why you asking me that question? Because you don't know our culture.
Our culture?
You don't know the Jewish people. You don't know our culture.
Let me say, it reminds me of Malcolm, when Malcolm said, we lost, our people lost, when Malcolm said, our house is on fire. Our house. When the white man's house is on fire, the slave come out and say, yo, our house is on fire. Let me ask you, what are you doing?
Let me respond. Well, he just said, Sarnetta asked him if he would marry a Jewish, white Jewish. I'm only using white because that's what they call themselves, and we're making a distinction. So everybody know what we're talking about.
How many Jews do you all know?
So
how many Jews do you
he said he would, not only would he marry him, but they would let him marry their daughters, is what he said. Yeah. And he follows the Bible.
Now, I never seen that nowhere yet. I don't know.
Our races are different. And this is a Torah only brother. Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter, said, don't give your sons, don't take their daughters to your sons, nor give your daughters to their sons. For we are a holy people. We are not supposed to intermix.
Damn.
The word holy means separate. Deuteronomy 7th chapter. We ain't supposed to do that. In the book of Nehemiah and Ezra, Nehemiah pulled out his beard because they was mixing with the Moabites. I just said that in the beginning. So now he's saying it's okay to race mix.
They think I'm playing on this track right here now. It's a full-grown man right here.
No cowards, no excuse, you understand?
Understand? It's an event every time we come through. Commanding General Yohana and this heavy hitting crew. Real with an attitude. How about you? I repeat, real with an attitude. How about you?